Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and it is time for the second video of Yearly Favourites Week 2021 as I bring you my top 15 compilations in bass music of the year. A couple of ground rules here for this video, for this list, at least 7 tunes in each one as a bare minimum. I think any less it becomes an EP, so yeah, 7 as a bare minimum for each compilation. That is a rule that we're going for here. And any label can be mentioned twice, different artists involved, keeps it varied, you know, each compilation going for a different kind of thing, so that's fine. And we're going from 15 to number 1 here, and starting with 10 more honourable mentions just before the main list. And this is going to be the only video in this kind of week or week and a half or so where the number in the honourable mentions is smaller than in the main list, and that is because there just aren't that many good bass compilations, unfortunately. Again, and as always, no definitive or objective views here, simply my picks in bass music in 2021. And on that note, I want to hear your picks, your favourite compilations of the year in bass music. Drop them all down below in the comments, and also let me know what you made of my list. You know, that discussion, your favourites, my favourites, that is the best bit. But here we go, the honourable mentions, 10 of them, the top bass compilations of 2021. This is where it begins, and the main list coming after that. I shall see you all in a bit. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and moving on to the main list now, and at number 15 we have Half Timed by Korsakov Music, which basically, yeah, just does what it says on the tin, you know, a load of halftime and D&B lobbed together. You got a load of VIPs, a couple of originals in there as well. Probably the strongest opening to a compilation that I heard all year, have to be honest, with Crikey and the Dangerous VIP, which is about, yeah, just as mean as it gets as an opening couplet to any compilation. It's a little bit top heavy, you know, I think that stops it being a bit higher. The good is quite concentrated at the top, but there are great tracks beyond that opening couplet that we get, and there's a nice duration to the compilation overall. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Can't deny. At number 14, Afterlife Volume 2 by Disciple, which is probably the most warming and uplifting collection of tunes that you're going to get on this list. Not that many cuts that I've gone back to again and again since it came out, just the Sixth Sense and Magic Bite for the most part, but it's the good feeling radiating off the compilation for the whole thing from start to finish, which makes it so enjoyable even if the ideas aren't that amazing front to back. But yeah, this compilation, it's going to brighten your day up, fill you with hope, and just make you happier overall, I think. And in many ways, that is all that music should do. At number 13, we have Mousetrap with No Manner Presents Electro Mag, which isn't brimming with standout exceptional numbers, but it does just have that Mousetrap energy to it, which makes you want to go back to it again and again. Well, if you like the label and what it's about, then yeah, you'll get a fair bit out of it. Or even if you enjoy electro and progressive house and glitch house and everything in between, and kind of bound up in those styles, if you will, it is another compilation that does fall prey to having just a few too many tracks and does drag a little bit here and there, but the pace of it is just so infectious, like electrifying stuff, and a few proper bangers are laced in here and there as well, so if you haven't heard it, please do go and check it out. At number 12, Full Flex Audio, Underground Unit, Sector 5. And this year, as with every year, a fair few FFA compilations came out. And this one, definitely my favourite. I've just enjoyed it more and more as I've heard it again and again. And yet again, showing me the importance of having a strong opening on a compilation. I think the opening 3 here are so alarming, emphatic, attention-grabbing, very, very good. And beyond that, a wealth of other very good tunes like the Cater Fox, the LM. Basically take your pick with the other, I don't know, was it 15 or so that we have on the compilation, or 14? But yeah, the general standard here for so-called underground music or underground producers is mad. At number 11, we have Chalk Pops by Spicy Boys, which is one of the best wavy, wobbly, space bassy, experimental, freeform, thingy-majiggy compilations that I heard this year, if not the best one of that kind. But yeah, some of the best drops from that sphere of music that I heard all year in 2021, and a load of them kind of laced throughout the whole compilation, not just on one half or the other. They're, spread out quite well. Great vocal samples here as well. A few really good collaborations to go with that. There's just a load of good with this compilation. A lot of fun as well. And a great representation of how effective that style of music can be. Absolutely. At number 10, Particle Artist Group with Heatwave representing trap music, of course, and this thing is just bursting with quality and flavour. Initially, they had side A and side B separate, but I love that they've conjoined them here on SoundCloud, and it's something I feel that they should do on Spotify. If you're watching, boys, please do that. I think that would be awesome, because it's as they should be, in my opinion. Both mini compilations make for a great whole when they are conjoined and put together. But yeah, here, catchy beats, clean production, brilliant vocal samples, mad arrangement, pretty much start to finish with all that stuff, and some of them are better than others, of course. I think you get that with most compilations, but overall, it's just got that sharpness that really elevates it above others of its kind. So yeah, it's very good. At number 9, Subfocus Reworks 1, and I must admit it did take me a little while to fully appreciate this one, but it's definitely my favourite remix compilation of the year in bass music. And initially I think I was just assessing these tunes solely as they are, the drops and how they make me feel. A surface level kind of appreciation and enjoyment, but listening more again and again, I kind of realised how well most of them rework the original ideas, if you know what I mean. There's just a lot of clever kind of refashioning of the original tunes and specific moments and vocals and stuff here and there. It's just very good on that front. And we even got a VIP of Could This Be Real? After all these years since the release of the original tune. That was one of the tunes of my youth, so a lot of nostalgia kind of bound up in that VIP for me. But yeah, as remix compilations go, it is very good and my definite pick of that kind of the year. At number 8, we have Sable Valley with Sable Valley Volume 2, and kind of like the Mousetrap, not super stacked with amazing tunes, but it's just the general vibe of it, that big room, anthemic Sable Valley kind of vibe and essence that just keeps me coming back again and again. And there are great tunes in here as well, don't get me wrong, like the X and G and Rohan, or the Cosway and Rossi, just to name a couple. There are more beyond that. But yeah, for me, again, it's just how striking it is as a collection overall. All just got that statement-making appeal about it. They tell you what they're about. And nothing really like it, if I'm being honest. Compilations like this one, you don't come across many of this kind. So yeah, it made me enjoy the label a lot more and appreciate what they're going for with Sable Valley and that label. So yeah, it's a good comp. At number 7, Disciple Roundtable Knights of the Round Table Volume 4, which is a huge compilation with a selection of very good cuts in it, a few of which are some of my favourites of the year, which might be mentioned in my Singles of the Year video. Who knows? Go and check that out when it comes out. Beyond that, a load of fantastic moments as well dropped in across the whole compilation, giving it that bit more character that may not be in the ones that have come just before it that I've already mentioned. It is just a little bit bloated overall, and that does pull the excitement of it down quite a bit. Quite a few tunes here that just don't really add anything or bring the compilation forward, if you know what I mean. And it's quite lopsided as well, meaning that I think a lot of the good stuff is kind of concentrated in the first half, and the second half does become a bit of a slog at points. But yeah, a lot of star quality here, don't get me wrong, on the songwriting front, production as well, ideas, all that kind of thing, has to be in this spot. Couldn't be any lower. At number 6, we have Audio Records with Issue 6, and unlike most compilations in this list, I would say that the good here is spread out over the compilation. It's just a very solid collection of dubstep leaning tunes overall, and it's consistent. There's just no extended period here, I wouldn't say, where I'm left underwhelmed or, just like it's falling flat a bit, which is important, I think, for a compilation to kind of run well. And beyond that, there is some exceptional material here as well, like the Hostile, the Joe B, the Muerte in particular, and then parts of the Surface and the Noir, and the Guillotine and other cuts here and there as well. There's just not quite as much good material as those in front of it here, the other compilations that I'm about to mention. It becomes quite difficult choosing at this point. It's about fine details, when we get into the top 5 and whatnot, but don't get me wrong, very good overall, and leaves me well and truly excited for issue 7. A canny lie. Coming in at number 5, Interval Audio, 5th Interval, and like the FFA, many an interval compilation came out this year, and this one, mile and away for me, the most impressive of the few that they put out, and it actually might be one of my favourite interval compilations of all time. and so far maybe even my favourite interval compilation that I've ever heard. Just gonna put it out there, just saying. But yeah, just got a load of great tunes on it, this collection, this compilation, and again, benefiting here from the good that we get on the compilation being quite spread out, whether it's the Nimda or the Decay or the Ecto, the Aimless, the Zenith and Blacklist, the Vex You, all the wave stuff that we get at the end as well. Just the variety here is fantastic, and it's got that huge beastly feel to it from start to finish pretty much, and just another brilliant showcase of what the underground of bass music is all about. And also saying quite a lot, I think, here, that it places so high, even with it being so long, at 25 tunes long. So yeah, just a lot here available to keep you locked in and keep your attention fully focused on the compilation, on the music. Yeah, so good. At number 4, we have some of the best melody writing and musicality that you'll hear all year on Enchanted Volume 1 from Halcyon. It's just the overall dreamy and ethereal vibe of this compilation, just emanating off it pretty much start to finish. It's just beautiful in that way. And I've talked about good feeling music already in this video, but this compilation just takes it for me to the absolute max. It's kind of like a soundtrack to a very artsy film montage, but in a good way, in the best way, you know, not pretentious anywhere or anything like that, but just very, very wholesome with the emotion and the feeling that kind of comes off it. Very good for that, and with highlights as well, of course, like Sleep Puppet, which, as most of you, if not all of you, know by now, did make me cry when I heard it for the first time. And Solo by Autumn Hate has become a bit of a fan favourite of his as well. So each tune as well with its own artwork, which I think is a lovely touch in giving each tune its kind of own personality and story, that kind of thing. Just not quite as much good drop material here for me as those in front of it, which I'm about to touch on and mention. A little bit of rough production here and there stopping me again putting it in the top 3. But overall, yeah, still extremely and very enjoyable, and I cannot wait on the back of hearing and talking about this to hear the second volume, which I imagine will be coming soon. But yeah, Enchanted Volume 1 from Halcyon, just sublime. Coming in at number 3, the best outright dubstep compilation of the year for me, in my opinion, that is Black Ops Enhanced from Never Say Die. Some very, very, very good tunes here, as you all know, from Killfeed to Ominous, Veer, Aekios, Bagclar, and a wealth of other good moments here and there across the compilation as well. Just the general standard here and quality is very, very, very high, with a nice selection of different industrial, mechanical, very metallic rhythm leaning styles on show. So yeah, it's just very good for all of that, and if you like that kind of thing, then you're going to enjoy this compilation quite a bit, I think. And it's basically just what you'd expect from the label, and it delivers in a lot of very impactful, forward-thinking ways, in my opinion. You know, there are a couple of duds here which stop it for me from being in the top 2. Not quite at that level, you know, a couple that are just a little bit overbearing and don't quite hit the mark. But mostly it is just a very good dose of Black Label sound in a year when Black Label, of course, became no more. But yeah, Black Ops Enhanced, Never Say Die, you gotta love it. Then number 2, and taking the silver medal for the compilations of the year in 2021, 1985 Music, Atlas 1. And this compilation, it is just almost everything that we've come to love this label for in the last couple of years or so. You know, deep, gritty, dark beats, eerie atmospheres. You know, each tune here, well, pretty much all of them just feel like they're constantly creeping up on you, looming in the background, very uncomfortable in a very good way. Just got a class to it, I think, this compilation, that no other compilation does, that I heard anyway, over the stretch of this year in bass music. And there are some fantastic tunes here as well, from both Visage tunes to the Nympho, the Alex Perez and Monty, the EEPROM as well. And the Def tune as well, I think, is quite underrated in the context of this compilation, and is a perfect opener for it, for the collection overall. It's just, for me, got that couple too many tunes, I think, that could have been taken out and don't really add anything to the overall energy and vibe of the compilation, and drag it down just that little bit. You know, a couple of lighter tunes for me in the middle, or, you know, middle to 2/3 of the way through, that don't quite add anything to Atlas 1. But don't get me wrong, the good here is so good that it just has to place here in the top 2. And yeah, mostly just a brilliant representation of what 1985 is about. Atlas 1, what a comp. But coming in at number 1, all of the Subsidia compilations played at once at the same time from the beginning. Psych! Nah, for real, my actual number 1 in bass music of 2021 when it comes to compilations is just the most cohesive that I heard, absolutely, bar none. And it's also got the most good tracks on it, so the concentration of great material here is pretty exceptional. And it's Cerebrum Volume 1, Halcyon, it just has to be. This compilation is just the most concise that I heard in this year, in 2021. The production quality as well to go with that is absolutely mad. And some of the ideas are fantastic as well. That is undeniable from me. From Basic and Stasic to Saka, Trinist, Ver, and loads of other stuff beyond that, beyond those tunes. And I think each and every one here has got something fantastic about it. You know, there are ones where the ideas aren't quite as striking and attention-grabbing, but design-wise, arrangement-wise, they're still mind-blowing. You know, the amount of sounds they're bringing together. This compilation, it just feels to me like going to school when you're younger, show and tell, and just showing off your shiniest toys to all your classmates. That is what this compilation sounds like to me. You're there and you got your best selection of toys, you're showing them to all your classmates and they're loving it. And also, I think, great to see them going down this route for this compilation, incorporating bits of D&B and Euro in there and whatnot. Yeah, it's incredible. Absolutely my compilation of the year from Halcyon Cerebrum Volume 1. But there we have it, my top 15 bass compilations of the year of 2021. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Yearly Favourites Week continues from here, of course, with the top EPs coming up in a couple of days and more to come after that. So make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell along the way so you are notified by it all. Beyond that, let me know down below in the comments what you made of my list, and also add your favourite compilations of the year in bass music in the comments down below. I want to hear them all, of course, as per. But yeah, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.